In this video, we're going to be discussing how strength training can help you train more. So in this graph on the y-axis, we have the structure-specific load capacity, and what this refers to is quite simply the load capacity of a particular structure in the body. So this could be muscles, tendons, bones, and then on the x-axis at the bottom, we have training sessions. The line that you can see is the structure-specific capacity baseline. So this just means the baseline capacity of a particular structure. So ideally, to improve performance, you want to complete a variety of training sessions as close to pushing the body's capacity as possible. Of course, these will vary when it comes to the duration and the intensity of the training sessions, but you really want to get as close to the capacity of the body's tissues as possible. With lots of training and with inadequate rest, the capacity of particular structures in the body can actually decrease from its start point. So as fatigue accumulates from a lot of high intensity training or high volume training, you actually end up with a new structure specific capacity. So what this means is that maybe over time, the tendons become more fatigued and they're more stressed. So the capacity of those tendons are going to decrease. The same can happen for the bones. So when we train and we put a lot of stress and strain into the bones, they also fatigue and they also have micro damage that occurs to them. So the capacity of these bones actually decreases. And that means that these training sessions are actually going to be hitting above the capacity of the particular structures of the body. That means that then these training sessions are actually going into more of the injury zone. These training sessions are too much for these particular body structures to actually handle, and this is going to result in injury. We know that injuries can result in time off training or altered training, and as consistency is the biggest indicator of success in endurance sports, we know that injuries can actually then lead to a detriment in performance. Therefore, this causes the athlete to have to take time off and to rest to allow the structure-specific capacity to return back to its baseline. Back to here. Therefore, now the athlete can continue the training and not be in this injury zone. But ideally, we don't want to keep going through this vicious cycle. What you can actually do is you can increase the structure-specific capacity. So this is this progression. You'll see that this yellow line has now increased. This means that you're increasing the ability for particular structures such as those muscles, those tendons and those bones to actually tolerate training. So therefore also you're increasing the threshold for the athlete to become injured. This is the new injury zone, and you can see that the athlete can actually train at higher loads and not cause too much detriment to the structures and therefore an injury. Therefore, this allows more training sessions to occur, some bigger blocks like you can see here, which can represent some more training at higher intensities or longer volumes without getting injured. So how do we increase the structure-specific capacity? How do we cause this progression in this line? Well, we can do it with sport-specific training, so that's as easy as swimming, cycling and running, and that's doing obviously movements that are particular to your sport, and the body will adapt over time with a sensible progression in load. But this isn't the only way to increase it. Other forms of training can also help, such as strength training. Strength training can improve various structures' capacities by improving muscle strength, increasing tendon stiffness and cross-sectional area, increasing collagen fibrils in tendons, improving bone mineral density, and improving flexibility and range of motion.